be talking about the en-face OCT and OCT angiography features of mutes. So mutes is a white dot syndrome which was first reported by Jampol et al. It is an acute onset inflammatory syndrome, and we all know it is characterized by white spots about 100 to 200 micron size, and they are deep to the retina. It is a unilateral disorder, and it typically affects young women in the 2nd to 5th decades. Most patients have spontaneous improvement in vision and resolution of all lesions within a week. The clinical features of mutes are well described, but the etiology is still unknown. The disorder had been labeled till now as a chorioretinitis. So I'll be presenting this very unique paper which challenged the existing theory about the pathogenesis of mutes. This was a retrospective case series, and it included 36 patients, 36 eyes of 36 patients from 9 centers, and they included fundus autofluorescence, fluorescein angiography, indocyanine green angiography, B-scan and en-face C-scan enhanced depth imaging, and spectral domain OCT. They divided the recovery period. The first 4 weeks was the acute phase, the next 4 weeks were the early recovery phase, and the next 4 weeks were the late recovery phase. This is the color fundus photo where we see white spots and white dots. So the white spots are more numerous than the dots. This is the en-face OCT segmentation from the ellipsoid, and you see the white spots are corresponding to the hyporeflective spots on the en-face OCT. When we take the ONL slice, you are seeing these hyperreflective dots. Now these hyperreflective dots in the ONL slice are not seen in the fundus photography. So we'll talk about the spots and the dots. Now this is a 22-year-old female patient where we have superimposed the en-face OCT segmentation of the ellipsoid zone in the macula and the supratemporal area. And here you see in the spectral domain OCT that there is a loss of the ellipsoid zone and hypertrophy of the RPE. This is the en-face OCT picture through the outer nuclear layer and the corresponding spectral domain OCT. The hyperreflective dots are seen as oval hyperreflective spots in the outer nuclear layer, and the external limiting membrane under these dots is intact. So we compare the spots and dots on fundus autofluorescence and FFA. The first picture shows hyper autofluorescence on fundus autofluorescence of the spots. Fluorescein angiography shows hyperfluorescence at the same location. En-face OCT through the ellipsoid zone shows hyporeflective spots, and through the outer nuclear layer shows hyperreflective dots. Now these hyperreflective, according to this study, they say that hyperreflective dots correspond with the fluorescein angiography dots, but they did not see those hyperreflective spots dots on the fundus autofluorescence. Coming to ICG angiography, the hyporeflective spots on the en-face ellipsoid corresponds with the hypofluorescence on ICG. So which means that there is increased transmission through the RPE. Coming to baseline and follow-up en-face OCT, we see resolution of the spots and the dots. OCT angiography did not show any lesion in the area of the spots or the dots. So we'll come to the significance of these spots and dots later. Coming a little to the history of imaging in mutes. So when MUTES was first described in 1984, ERG was done, which showed acute decline in A wave and which implied photoreceptor dysfunction. In the 1990s, late phase ICG showed hypofluorescence, and therefore it was termed as a choroidopathy. Later, with time domain and SD-OCT, there was widespread disruption of the ellipsoid zone, but there were no RP abnormalities or photoreceptor cell body loss. So MUTES was till now considered as a chorioretinopathy with varying degrees of choroidal and retinal involvement. But with this latest study, including OCTA, now MUTES is defined as an outer retinal disease in the absence of choroidal involvement. Now, what are the hyporeflective spots that we see in the ellipsoid zone? So this has been theorized to be actually a photoreceptoritis. There is inflammation of the photoreceptor layer and increased transmission, and you see the normal autofluorescence from the RPE. And what are the smaller hyperreflective dots? Now these dots are localized in the outer nuclear layer, and they are probably the metabolic products of the photoreceptor layer. So these two findings point out that it is an outer retinal disease in the absence of choroidal involvement.